The buzzword right now is that the market is shifting. It's true. I mean, really, after a couple years of the craziness that we've seen in the market with properties flying off the shelf, the first weekend with multiple offers, it was bound to not last forever. I've been a realtor for over 20 years. I believe I've seen every type of market: a buyer's market, a balanced market, and a seller's market like what we've been through most recently. So it's my job to keep a finger on the pulse of the housing market, and I'm going to tell you what to watch out for and what we're likely to see in the coming months as we round out 2022. First, what should you actually be paying attention to in order to have an idea of where the market is headed? Number one, you're going to start to see price reductions. You've probably noticed them already. When someone puts a house on the market, the seller and the agent agree on a price that they feel is at least reasonable. If the market doesn't agree and they don't get many showings or offers within the first 14, 21 days at the most, typically they're going to have a conversation and the seller is likely to consider having a price reduction. Price reductions can vary in amounts. I mean, you could do a price reduction for $1, but if you're really wanting to have that price reduction make some sort of impact on the market, then you're gonna really think about what price range is your home in. I mean, if your home is in the lower end of what is reasonable in the marketplace, then $5,000 might make a difference. However, if your property is listed over $1 million, then obviously $5,000 is not going to make a big hit on the market. Sometimes sellers worry that if they make a price reduction, that it's going to impact potential buyers to think that there's something wrong with the house. I suppose that could happen. People could wonder. And especially if a seller winds up sort of chasing the market down, stair-stepping lots of price reductions over a period of time, people might wonder. But in general, as a professional real estate agent, I typically just think sellers are paying attention to the market and they're trying to find a market price that the market agrees with. The other thing you're going to see as we transition is a little bit longer days on market. So let's talk about, what does that mean? Days on market, when the listing hits the MLS system on a particular day, that is day 0. The next day is going to be day 1. You've probably noticed how some of the online tools will actually track and show you how many days a property has been on market. So in July, our average days on market in our marketplace was 25. Which was 38% longer than in July of last year, 2021. So what does that mean? It really means that things are shifting a little bit. And now, not only may you see price reductions, but you are very likely to see some concessions from sellers. When we were in only a seller's market, you didn't see too many concessions. But now, some of the concessions that you might see could include closing costs contribution towards the buyer's closing costs. Maybe the seller will offer a home warranty that they'll pay for at closing. In addition to that, you probably will see what we call appraisal gaps go away because buyers are not forced to make up the difference between the agreed upon sales price in the contract and a lower appraisal, unless there's some reason why they just choose to do that. During our peak of the seller's market, we also saw a lot of buyers waive the due diligence period, or maybe do an inspection but waive the right to ask for repairs. So we're going to go back to a more normal inspection period, normal due diligence period. Let me tell you about a house that I was following. It was fairly close to me, and when it came on the market, This particular house was priced at $580,000. I'm like, wow, I hope they get that. It didn't seem to have all the bells and whistles or a basement like some of the other homes nearby had sold for. So a little time went by, and they reduced it to $539,900. Ultimately, it sold recently for a sales price of $488,000, and the seller gave a $10,000 closing cost contribution by the seller. So you can see what I mean. I'm not saying that you can't get full asking price or no concessions, but there are going to begin to be properties that sell that have both. When I'm working with a client, whether they are preparing to sell or planning to submit an offer to buy a home, I always pull up recent sales around the property where I can see all of those details. Was there a price reduction? How many days was it on the market? Did the seller pay any of the closing costs for the buyer? In this analysis, I am seeing more price reductions, longer days on market, and seller concessions, and we are likely to see those trends continue. The National Association of Realtors produces a monthly Realtors Confidence Index based on real estate transactions in the month. A few highlights from this report include 82% respondents reported properties sold in less than 1 month. That is great, but it is down from 88% a month ago and down from 89% in July of 2021. There's that days on market trend I was telling you about. Homes listed received an average of 2.8 offers, down from 3.4 offers in June of 2022 and 4.5 offers in July of 2021. Fewer offers, even if it's just a little bit less, means there's a little less leverage for sellers to stick to a high list price with zero concessions. Truly gone are the days when sellers set a high price, accept an offer the first weekend, make zero concessions, and really have to do nothing for the buyer. So what does this mean for homeowners and housing values? Number one, you have to really watch the market, pay attention to it. Sometimes I see sellers or buyers who kind of hold on to data that is really from the past. So make sure you work with your realtor to get current data so that you make an informed decision whether you are putting your house on the market now or you've just decided that now is the right time for you to buy. It is still a good time to sell and to buy because we still got people moving in and out of our area, and we always will. But you need to make sure you've got the facts so you can either consider an offer with all the facts to think about, or you can make an offer that is informed and competitive without going beyond what you need to. So what else is impacting the market right now? The Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell recently gave an eye-opening speech out in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, about the Federal Reserve's focus to bring down inflation and restore price stability by rebalancing supply and demand. The next meeting to update federal interest rates is next month, and we're all anticipating a pretty large increase again. Keep in mind that the Federal Reserve does not directly set mortgage interest rates, but indirectly influences rates set by mortgage lenders. At the time of this recording, current rates in Georgia are hovering just under 6% for a 30-year fixed. Rising interest rates combined with appreciating home values really puts a crunch on the affordability of buying a home. Rising mortgage rates force some buyers to cancel due to no longer being able to qualify for the loan. In July, Redfin published a report based on its analysis of MLS data showing that nationwide in June 2022, 60,000 home purchase agreements roughly fell through, which is nearly 15% of homes that went under contract. In that same report, it breaks down metro areas. So looking locally, 22% of pending sales fell out of contract in the metro Atlanta area in June 2022. Wow, that's a pretty high percentage. So I want to talk to those of you who think you might have missed the boat on getting top dollar for your home. I want you to know housing prices are remaining stable. You just need to strategize more than before to stay ahead of the market with your pricing strategy. You don't want to chase the market down. Inventory is still at a historic low, and demand is likely to continue to be very strong. Also, I want to say a word to buyers who are trying to time the market or wait for the rates to come down. I sincerely do not think housing prices are going to crash. They'll likely continue to go up, but at a slower pace. So you can still buy now and then refinance if you see rates go down. Because properties continue to appreciate at a slower rate, but still appreciate, it's not likely to get cheaper for you. It's best to look at what you need and discuss what options you have now. Explore some buyer programs available to you, like down payment assistance, rent to own, or some of the all-cash offer financing services. My team has a treasure trove of strategies to get you into a home. The bottom line is people are always moving, no matter what the economy is doing. And we can look back in history and see times where rates were historically high and fewer deals perhaps took place, but a number still took place in the U.S. This particular market shift, I think it's just going to kind of stabilize some things. I mean, it just couldn't keep skyrocketing forever. That wouldn't have been good either. Thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button to stick with me for future market updates and more real estate resources. I'm Cindy Bunch with the Bunch team at Keller Williams, and we want to set you up for home buying and selling success.